Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, I'll make a short video here because I want to talk about the shot to Governor Connally. Okay, now everybody kept on talking about the magic bullet, and everything else. But when we listen to Governor Connally's story, okay, and how he explains of when he was shot and what he heard and everything else, we have to look at it all different angles and stuff like that. So if we watch the Zapruder film, which we're going to get right into. We're not going to go into a lot of talking and everything else. We're just going to get right into it. Okay, when we watch this Zapruder film, okay, the magic bullet theory supposedly happened by frame 224 when we first see Governor Connally. As you notice, Governor Connally is looking where? He's looking out to his right. Then JFK comes from behind the sign. This is supposedly when the bullet struck JFK in the back and the bullet's going to exit his throat. They make that big U-turn and strike Governor Connally in the back. Okay, now, remember in his story, now you see he turned a little bit and look around a little bit to his left. But then he's going to start turning back around and look fully to his right, as you see right here. And he's looking out to his right. Am I correct? Now here is frame, he starts looking off to his right in frame 224 when we first saw him. But he started going more over into his, because what he's doing, he's moving out of the way. That's why I want to point out my research. You watch my other videos and stuff. He was moving out of the way because that bullet was flying past his head. That's the reason why he went like that, okay? And he's trying to get out of the way. But as you see, he's going off to his right. He's looking out to his right. Now this is frame 338, okay? And as you see, he's looking out to his right. And he's now starting to look all the way around to his back. And he's coming back out to the, as you see here, now he's looking completely in behind him. You see in JFK, he's looking completely behind him. And this is frame 276. Now as you see, excuse me, Governor Connally is now starting to turn back around, look fully to the right, and this is frame 292. And as you see, he's leaning back a little bit. Okay, now here is frame 310, 313. JFK was just shot. You see that? JFK was just shot, frame 313. And then we have frame 330. It's coming up right here. Frame 330 right here. Okay. And then right after frame 330, where's Governor Connally going? Right into his wife's lap. Okay. Now remember what Governor Connally said. He said he heard two shots. He heard the first shot. And he was looking around to his right. He heard the first shot. He was looking around to his right. When he heard the first shot, he was looking around to his right. And he says he was turning around to his left. And then he heard the second shot. And he felt the blow in his back. And then he went to his wife's lap. But as you notice, when I pointed this out, the magic bullet supposedly happened by frame 224. JFK's head wasn't struck, the right side of his head wasn't struck until frame 313. And Governor Connally was looking always out to the right, but he did not start turning to his left until frame 315 as a Zapruder film. And then in frame 330, we see a blow, an impact wound going in the back of Governor Connally's back, as we see in a Zapruder film. And then he falls into his wife's lap. So for him to be able to say he heard two shots, he was turning around to his right, he was looking off to his right, and he heard two shots. Okay, so the first shot must have struck Governor Connally, JFK, because as I was turning around to my left, I heard another shot, and a blow to my back, and I went into my wife's lap. That didn't happen until after frame 315. Okay, two shots close together, frame 313 and 330 of the Zapruder film when both of the shots were fired. JFK, the shots that he heard was the fatal headshot to JFK, and then the shot to him when it struck him in the back as he was turning to his left, as a scene in the film. That's the only part of the film that actually matches his story, even in the Orville Nix film, when we line that up with the Zapruder film and everything else. When we go from frame 26 to the frame 40 of the Orville Nix film, that lines up in Governor Connally's story as well. But any frames before that or any frames after does not fit in Governor Connally's story, same as in the Zapruder film and any other films. The only part of the film that shows where Governor Connally was striking back was in frame 330 of the Zapruder film here. So this actually tells us and pinpoints when his story happened is during the fatal headshot and the shot to his back right there. So that throws away that magic bullet theory. Plus, we have to look at this as well. Like I said, when we look at this, okay, we have to look at it this way. When the magic bullet happened, this is the way everybody was sitting in the car when the supposedly magic bullet happened. Then, at the time of the fatal headshot, when Governor Connally was turning around to his left, this is how everybody was positioned in the car at that time when he was struck in the back of his back, as we see in this Zapruder film and as we see in his story. Now, let's take a look at that when we look at the overview. Okay, here's the overview right here. But we're going to go back a little bit. Okay, this would be the magic bullet one. Okay, we got street sign here, Stemmons freeway sign here. As you see here, I placed the car back in its location where we see in that frame 224. And as you see here, any shot be coming this direction, where's it going to go? As I point out in this Zapruder film, as we see in this Zapruder film, if a shot comes from this location here, it's going to strike JFK in the back, exit his throat, past Governor Connally's head, and strike the chrome in between the sun visors. As we see here, coming in from the right, exiting out to the left. So we're going to get a reaction from him because you see that bullet's passing Governor Connally's head at this point in this location. The bullet is going to pass Governor Connally's head and strike that chrome in the windshield. That's our first shot that was taken that day. So that magic bullet has already been wiped out right there. Instead of that bullet coming out next in JFK's throat and making a big old U-turn and strike Governor Connally over the back here, because remember, here's where Governor Connally's back is. If we look at this, okay, we're going to look at this. JFK struck in the back here, bullet exits his throat, going out to the left, because, you know, the tie and everything else is going past past Governor Connally's head and strike the chrome right around the location where the sun visors are, right? Now, this is how they're sitting in the car, even not with that 6 inches in there, as they put it. Well, actually, it wasn't supposed to be 6 inches because Governor Connally's seat was actually against the door, because we can see that in films and images. But we look at it and there's 6 inches point of view. With that bullet still coming out, it would have to still make a U-turn and strike Governor Connally over here. You see what I'm saying? It would have to strike Governor Connally over here. And as you see, as I lined up this vehicle, right here in this location, a shot come from this location here, will strike JFK in the back, exit his throat, past Governor Connally's head, hit the chrome with the windshield. Again, here's the Stemmons freeway sign. So see, that magic bullet wasn't even in there. Okay? Now, let's go right here. Now we're going to go to the section right here after the fatal headshot. We're going to see Governor Connally turning now. As you see here, we got Governor Connally right here turning. JFK shot, the fatal headshot here, Mrs. Kennedy holding him, Mrs. Connally right behind Governor Connally, and he's turning her off to his left. And if you put him in this position here, as we see here, okay, and he takes that shot, as I point out in Orville Nick's film, Mormon photo shows a gunman with rifle. Nick's film shows the shot fired. As you see, where's that bullet going to strike Governor Connally at? Right in the same location where he was shot. That bullet's going to strike Governor Connally right in the section where he was shot, as I pointed out. See, right here on the side of the shelter, coming straight down, striking Governor Connally in the same location as we see in the Zapruder film. Okay, now we're going to do a close-up, which I'm going to show you here. Watch this back section here if you watch my cursor. Keep your eye in this section right here. There's the bullet impact right here. This is frame 330 of the Zapruder film. That's the bullet impact. Now, if you watch my videos, I posted a video yesterday so people can see the impact of the bullet entering Governor Connally's back by frame 330 of the Zapruder film. Now, I'm going to pull it up here again, and we're going to play it. I'm going to show you. Keep an eye right in the section here. If you watch my cursor, keep an eye here. See it? That's the bullet impacting into the back of Governor Connally's back as he's turned off to his left, as he stated. We can see the bullet impact right there, and it's going in. Okay, and as you watch the numbers up here, I put the numbers up here too, so we can see that I didn't skip no frames or nothing else. We'll watch it again. Look at this location here. This is the bullet impact right here. And we're going to see that bullet impact right there. See it? Bullet impact. Bullet impact. Bullet impact. Okay, JFK's head has already exploded open. Fatal headshot's already happened. Governor Connally being shot in the back right here. There's the impact of the bullet. So you see, there's a lot of evidence holding these films and images. And when you start lining them up and you fit in their story into it, you can see, well, here's where Governor Connally's story is lining up. Just like we see here. Okay, when we look at these maps, okay, we'll place this JFK's limo here. He could not hear no two shots in this at this time anyway. Remember, he said he was hit by the second shot, not the first shot. He heard one shot, then he heard the second shot. In this section here, he could not hear no bullets. All you're going to hear is firecracker sounds because remember, crowd people down on the lower level of the street here. You got Oswald on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository and inside the building. So any shots that be heard in these locations or any at ground level is going to sound like firecracker shots. Then we have this section here where we know a fatal headshot to JFK came from this location, which is shot number 1. And then a second shot to Governor Connally. So see, this is lining up. In this section here, as we see in this Zapruder film, we put this back in this location. Okay, first shot to JFK. Second shot to Governor Connally. 2 shots are heard. Governor Connally in the film, he's turning off to his left, as he states in the story. I'm turning to my left, and I felt the blow in the back. After I heard that first shot, I heard the second shot as I was turning to my left, struck me in the back, and then I fell into my wife's lap. As we see in this Zapruder film, and in the Nix film, we see Governor Connally, frame 315, looking out to his right. And he, after the first shot, fatal headshot JFK, he looks and then he starts turning over to his left. And then frame 330, we see the blow in Governor Connally's back, and then he falls over into his wife's lap. That's the section of the film that fits Governor Connally's story. 2 shots is only fired from this location here. At ground level, only 2 shots fired. At ground level. From shelter number 3, the fatal headshot to JFK and a shot to Governor Connally. From 2 gunmen inside of shelter number 3. There was 1 shot, the guy on the inside shot JFK, the guy on the side of the shelter shot Governor Connally. So they didn't have to worry about reloading. That's why it went bang, bang. That's why they heard them shots back to back as well. Okay, so everything that I found in my research fits and lines up with what we see in the films, and testimonies are lining up what we see in the films and everything else. Is just pinpointing it, okay? This all matches and it all lines up with one another. Even when we place the limo back in its location and we look at the different angles and stuff, okay? When we're placing the limo back here, okay, where the so-called magic bullet happened, it could never happen because there was only 1 shot fired at that time from that location. And like I said, any shot coming from that location there anyway is going where? To the left. X coming in from the right, going out to the left. The same as we see in the films. It came in from the right, exit out to the left, past Governor Connally's head. We got the reaction from him moving this way, and then struck the chrome with the windshield. Okay, that's why I said when I do my research stuff, I look at all angles of stuff. Okay, we have to look at the location of the car, where the car was at that time, the position of the people in the vehicle, studying the films and the images. Then if the story lines up with what we see and stuff, then we know the exact story, what happened. Just like when we look at the overall Nix film, we can actually see a shot being fired from the side of the shelter. Here's a gunman right here. And when we line this frame up, frame 40 with Zapruder film, and lines up with frame 330, this is what gets me. When I line up frame 26 of the Zapruder film with the, frame 26 of the Orville Nix film, and I line it up with the Zapruder film, lines up with frame 313. Okay, they by the positions of the people in the car and people in the surroundings and everything else. So we got one film viewing this way, one film viewing this way. We see the shot occur on this side, and we see where the shot made contact with from this side. Okay, and then after I lined up frame 26 with frame 313 of the Zapruder film, I went ahead and started going along and says, well, we see the shot happen in frame 40 of the Orville Nix film. And then turn around, wouldn't you know it, frame 330 of the Zapruder film lines up with frame 40 of the Orville Nix film. And this frame 40, shows the shot being fired. And then frame 330 of the Zapruder film shows a bullet impacting back to Governor Connally's back as he's turned off to his left. So see, The films line up with the story that Governor Connally said. The films and images line up to what James Tagg says. The films and images line up with other eyewitnesses as well. The Newmans, Zapruder, they all line up. The film shows us what they see and what they experience that day. I just want to make this video here. That's why I posted that one video, because probably people's wondering why I post a video that shows the impact and Governor Conley's back. I wanted to show this to show people when exactly Governor Connally was shot, how he was shot, and give you a little bit more information, a little bit more of a view on when the shot occurred. Okay, so don't forget to tell your friends about us. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with other people and your friends, family, relatives, on your social medias. Let everybody knows this information as well. Thank you, and you have a pleasant day.